On your Twitter this morning, wow, I think that's a paraphrase of what you had on your Twitter. You've never seen anything like Dragon Con.
No.
Well, I don't get out much. But yeah, this is I mean, in our business, we work with a certain amount of people in costumes. But nothing like this. And the people I've seen who decided that not wearing a costume was a costume.
Those are actually the best costumes.
Those are really, really good costumes, and I encourage more of you to. So, that's all I got to say.
And we have our... Guys, seriously, I am amazingly loud.
Where are you? See, this gets creepy when I can never see you.
Yeah, we see you now.
Phew. Okay, I can see you now.
I can really hear you.
Yes, I'm very loud. We have our first question.
Whoa.
Hi.
Hi.
That wasn't a question, actually.
Questions have that little squiggly thing at the end.
Yeah, maybe it did. Maybe it was a hi.
You need rising intonation.
I was gonna ask, am a nerd about Supernatural. What do you guys nerd out about?
What do I nerd out about?
Anybody? Could you repeat the part that wasn't in English?
Come on, you nerd.
What's the verb?
She nerds out about Supernatural. What do you nerd out about?
Nerve out.
Nerd.
Oh, nerd.
B. Nerd. The D.
Dork.
Misha's lying to me about what she said and what it means. He's never lied to me before.
So, she wants to know, what do you perv out about?
Don't listen to Beaver. Don't.
Well,
Don't do it.
Perv out. Well, I mentioned the costumes, and
there are some very sexy costumes. I do have to
Yes,
say.
let's get back to that.
There's a lot of skin. I saw a lot of skin.
Who's not wearing anything right now? Stand up.
That would be after Watershed. That's about 9 o'clock.
What's water?
There wasn't.
About 9
And
p.m.
how do I get
tonight.
in? What is it?
By the way, apparently there is some dirty stuff that does happen later on. Was that already last night or is that tonight? Apparently there's...
Every night.
What?
Every night.
Every night? Yes. Like after midnight or just when you guys are drunk enough that it gets weird?
Yes.
Now, is there somebody talked about porn?
What is that? We have to put the kids to sleep and then okay, so 9 o'clock is the cutoff. Do you agree? Okay.
Really?
Good to know.
Where?
I was
Everywhere?
But who's watching the kids?
I was trolling the wrong place last night too. What do we nerd out on?
What do you nerd out about? What do I nerd out about?
What do I nerd out about?
You're pretty nerdy about a lot of stuff.
I'm just sort of generally nerdy.
No, you're not.
In a wide expanse of nerdosity. Or is it nerdociousness?
Nerdalicious.
Nerdalicious? That's me, I'm nerdalicious. I think that's going on Twitter.
That may have just worked its way into the canon. You're nerdy about World War II stuff?
Sorta.
Oh,
yeah.
you're nerdy about old
You're
movies,
nerdy
too.
about movies,
Yeah,
big
you
time.
are nerdy about movies.
Yeah. What's nerdy about that?
And you're honestly pretty nerdy about your collection of Jensen and Jared photos.
No, I'm just nerdy about where I post them.
We call it geeked up. You're geeked up.
I'm kind of geeked out on books.
Yeah.
Because not that kind. No, just in general again. I'm very general. I'm very general. I have no specifics about me. Generalicious.
Well, come on, Misha, what are you
Can
nerdy
somebody
about?
please take over?
Yeah, exactly. What are you nerdy about? What do you get geeked up for?
What am I geeked up
What
for?
do you get geeked up about?
What?
Tail?
I've already answered
Tail?
this question before.
Today? Not
No,
today.
but in the past. The answer is kale.
Kale? Like the
Green
green
leafy
stuff?
vegetable.
That's so full of shit.
why they didn't seat us next to each other today, because I am so sick and tired of your bullshit.
Ladies.
The only time I've ever really geeked and felt really stupid about it was, I've said this story before, I ran into, of all people, I don't know if you guys would even know who he was, a little redheaded actor named Seth Green? Oh, you guys do know who he is. I showed up at an audition once, and who'd have thunk, you just go, who do you don't think anybody's really going to affect you. Who would you lose it in front of? And we get asked that question a lot. And there's people that you know that you would. And for him, I would never have thought it. I find him kind of sexy in a creepy little way. But I ran into him at an audition in LA, and it was pilot season, and all the big, Mike Ironside was on one side of me, and the guy from Alias was on the other, and a couple of well-known chicks. And I run into him, and for some reason I geeked. I just went, there's Seth Green, and I started to talk, and I couldn't stop.
Kind of like now?
I couldn't get it out, and I dug myself further and further and further in, and I just kept, and I think I started to talk about my boobs. Which I didn't talk about.
That's always a safe default, though.
It is.
That's what I would do if I were
It's a
you.
great go-to topic.
When you feel like things are falling apart, you'd be like, anyway.
By the way,
Oh, I have these.
they are a go-to conversation piece. By the way, Misha Collins had his hands down my top yesterday.
You have to, honestly, I needed verification of what we were dealing with.
Right down there, right down there. And I think down Julie McNiven's top too.
And mine.
And Julie,
And me.
Julie's the one that started it.
She did?
Yes, it's on the internet
Pass
now.
the blame.
Oh, that's great. Have you guys seen Twitter? There's a very kind of graphic picture of Julie grabbing my boobs at a restaurant.
Yep.
Somebody was not impressed with that, by the way. Somebody was a little offended.
Your mom?
No, my mother would go right on because I got them from her, so she'd go without it. I have to footnote her. Anytime I've ever done nudity, my mother always says, darling, you have to... I'm sorry, I'm going to stop touching that. She always says, you have to footnote me because I get my big boobs from her. So when I said, Mom, I'm going to do some nudity in this thing coming up, she said, oh, right on, darling. It's very good. Right on.